Mortal Shell 2 features 8 different shells for you to find and unlock, each with their own unique abilities and playstyles. In this guide I will show you exactly where to find and unlock all 8 shells. I've included timestamps for every shell in the description below, so feel free to jump straight to whichever one you're looking for. So let's dive straight in. Tiel the Acolyte. The shell for Tiel the Acolyte can be obtained once you have arrived at the Widow's Overlook beacon. It is located within the wooden ramparts, just to the right of the entrance to the Mushroom Village, as shown here on the map. From the beacon, follow the path down towards the arena where you fought the Great Arbiter of Flesh boss. Continue through the arena until you reach the entrance of Martyr's Tomb. Go round the left hand side of the tomb entrance and continue forwards towards the large tree. Just past the tree you will now see the wooden ramparts with an entrance flanked by 2 torches. Head through the entrance and then turn left. Here you will see a tree with a grave at the base of the trunk. As you approach, the screen will glow red and you will be prompted to inhabit Unknown Shell. Select yes and you will now enter Tiel's Rash Memory. To complete the memory, head towards the building and interact with the window. This one will be locked, but if you go round the side of the building you will find another window which you can open and get inside. Once inside, head over to the desk and collect the flask. Tiel will attempt to drink from it only to discover that it is empty. The remainder of the memory will then play out, and once completed, you will receive the shell of Tiel the Acolyte. Gragu the Insatiable. The shell for Gragu the Insatiable can only be obtained once you have completed his side quest to obtain the Heart of Vatra. To begin his quest, head to the One-Legged Wolf Tavern and speak to Gragu, who can be found to the left of the bar. He will ask you to acquire the Heart of Vatra. The Heart of Vatra can be found in the Temple of Vatra, to the northeast of the tavern, located here on the map. To get there, from the tavern, follow the path down the hill and cross the rope bridge. Continue up the hill past all of the petrified bodies, and eventually you will arrive at one of the teleporting gates. Travel through the gate and it will take you to the Temple of Vatra. Work your way up the hill until you reach the main entrance. Then continue up the large staircase directly in front of you. As you make your way up, the first opening on the left contains an offering chest where you can obtain the Berserker's Stone. Make a note of this area as you will be coming back through here shortly. Continue to the very top of the main staircase and you will find a group of stone statues with the Heart of Vatra sitting in the centre. Once you collect the Heart of Vatra, the entrance to this upper section will be sealed, and the petrified enemies throughout the temple will begin returning to life as you approach them. To escape, face the sealed exit, turn right and head through the broken wall. This will bring you back into the area with the offering chest we passed earlier. From here, follow your original route back towards the main entrance. This will now also be blocked, so head left and go through the small section of broken wall to reach the level below. You can then follow the original route back towards the teleporting gate, either fighting the enemies along the way or simply running straight past them. Use the gate to return to the mainland, then retrace your steps down the hill, across the rope bridge and back up to the One-Legged Wolf Tavern. Head inside and give Gragu the Heart of Vatra. He will then eat the heart, killing him and causing the screen to flash red. You'll now be given the option to inhabit the Unknown Shell, which will take you into Gragu's The Child memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. The memory is completely linear, so there's nothing you can miss or do wrong. Once the memory is complete, you will return to the tavern with Gragu's shell unlocked, and you will be given the option to switch to his shell. Smert the Apostate. The shell for Smert the Apostate can only be obtained once you have completed the blood offerings at Prophet Rest located here on the map. The nearest beacon to this location is the outskirts of Nock, just to the northeast, as shown here. If you haven't already accessed this area of the game, personally, I found it when I ventured south across the bridge from the Citadel of Penance, and taking the teleporting gate to the north side of the Desolate Peak. From here, use the teleporting gate on the southern side of the area, where you will have the choice of 2 locations near Prophet's Rest. Take the left gate to arrive at the same level as the blood offerings, or take the right gate and then circle around to reach them from behind. Once you arrive at Prophet's Rest, you will see a large circle on the floor with 3 smaller circles positioned around it. When you stand in one of the smaller circles, you will see the Offer Blood prompt. Now, don't make the same mistake that I did and interact with it, because you will then offer your own blood, and if done twice, you will die. Instead, you need to lure an enemy into each of the 3 circles and kill them while they are standing inside. Once all 3 circles have received a blood offering, head to the altar at the end of the larger circle, where you will find a body lying on top. As you approach, the screen will glow red, and you will be given the option to inhabit the Unknown Shell, taking you into Smert's The Convert memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. The memory is completely linear, so there's nothing you can miss or do wrong. Once the memory is complete, you'll return to the altar with Smert's shell unlocked, and you'll be given the option to switch to his shell. Proxima the Broodseeker. The shell for Proxima the Broodseeker can be obtained at the end of the Shattered Beacon in the Blackridge Cliffs, as shown here on the map. To get to the Shattered Beacon, from the Widow's Overlook, head north and go past the Trial. Continue forward and, when you reach the T-junction, turn left, then immediately turn right, and then cross the bridge at the far end to reach the Black Ridge beacon. From here, continue along the path through the Black Ridge cliffs, ignoring the first turning on the left. Then, take the second left up the hill, and you will see the shattered beacon directly in front of you. Enter the beacon, walk down the stairs, and once the slab door opens, you will find Proxima's shell in the middle of the floor. Interact with the shell and select Inhabit Unknown Shell, and then you will enter Proxima's The Exchange memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. The memory is completely linear, so there's nothing you can miss or do wrong. Once the memory is complete, you will return to the shattered beacon with Proxima's shell unlocked, and you will be given the choice to switch to her shell. If you're enjoying the guide so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Eredrim the Venerable. The shell for Eredrim the Venerable can only be obtained once you have defeated the Warden boss inside the Citadel of Penance located here on the map. There are two ways to access the Citadel. The first is to acquire the missing lever for the main gate, by defeating the blood-cursed Lithopod boss in the lake at Gloomshade Grove, located here on the map. The second, and in my opinion the quicker method, is to get yourself thrown in jail. That's right, it's time to get on the wrong side of the law. Starting at the one-legged wolf beacon, as shown here on the map, follow the path down the hill. Just before you reach the rope bridge, turn left and then head up the other rope bridge. At the other side, turn left and then take the set of stairs on your right and follow them all the way up. Once you reach this point, you'll find an item on the wall to your right. Steal it, aka interact with it, and you will immediately be teleported into the cells of the Citadel of Penance. Exit your cell and then follow the path right. You'll find an elevator on your right hand side, so take it to the top and you will arrive in an open area that will set your spidey senses tingling. Walk towards the centre and the floor will collapse beneath you, dropping you into an arena where the Warden will jump down to fight you. Once the Warden has been defeated, the screen will glow red and you will be given the option to inhabit the unknown shell, taking you into Eredrim's The Choice memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. Once the memory is finished, you will return to the Warden's arena, with Eredrim the Venerable's shell unlocked, and you will be given the option to switch to his shell. Genessa the Wayward. The shell for Genessa the Wayward can only be obtained once you have collected the Cestus Sensor by defeating Cesta Secundus in the Revenant Graves. The quickest way to reach this area is from the outskirts of Mammon Beacon, located here on the map. From the beacon, follow the main path down the hill. At the bottom, continue straight through the archway, past the enemies and onto the bridge. When the Road to Absolution area name appears, immediately turn left and go through the broken section of the bridge wall, dropping down to the area below. Drop down again, and then head through the archway guarded by a Grisha, and follow the path all the way down the hill until you reach the teleport gate. Use the gate and you will be transported to the Revenant Graves. From here, follow the steps all the way to the top until you enter a large open area, then head towards the centre of the wall on your left. Here you will find a floating red glowing item. Interact with it and select Touch the Sensor to be transported directly into the Cesta Secundus boss fight. Defeat Cesta Secundus and you will receive the Cesta's Sensor. Exit the area and return to the Marrow Keep. Once there, head over to Cesta Genessa, the NPC who you can use to practice your attacks on. Interact with her and you will now have the option to offer Cesta's Sensor. Select this and then you will enter Genessa's The Funeral memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. The memory is completely linear, so there's nothing you can miss or do wrong. Once the memory is complete, you'll return to the Marrow Keep with Genessa's shell unlocked, and you'll be given the option to switch to her shell. One important thing to note is that, unlike the other shells, Genessa's shell can only be upgraded by speaking to Cesta Genessa herself. You won't be able to upgrade it through Zirella. Lazlo the Justicar. The shell for Lazlo the Justicar can only be obtained once you have defeated Velen, High Lord of Mammon, inside the Royal Crypt of Mammon, located here on the map. While the nearest beacon to Lazlo's shell is the High Lord's Courtyard beacon, located here on the map, just in case you haven't explored this area yet, I will guide you from the outskirts of Mammon Beacon, as it's a relatively linear path to Lazlo. From the outskirts of Mammon Beacon, take the path heading right and follow it all the way down the hill. Cross the rope bridge and then continue along the central path past Ruck. Cross over the next two rope bridges and at the end you will come to a teleport gate. Interact with the gate to be teleported to the deserted slums. From the gate on this side, take the path leading right and follow it up the hill, being careful of the boulder throwing enemy along the way. At the end of the path you will find another teleport gate. Interact with it to teleport up to the cliffs across the way. From here, follow the path up the hill, past the roly-poly spiky knight, and continue all the way up the winding path. Ascend the staircase at the top, and then cross the rope bridge to enter the High Lord's Keep. Continue forward through the archway ahead, go up the steps, and then use the jump pad to reach the level above. Once at the top, stick to your right, avoiding another roly-poly spiky enemy. I really should learn the name of this one, shouldn't I? Anyway, keep going forward, and on your right you will see a large narrow archway. Head through it, and then follow the stairs all the way down to enter the Royal Crypt of Mammon. Follow the path forwards to the very end, and you will enter the boss arena for Velen, High Lord of Mammon. Once Velen has been defeated, all 3 archways in the arena will open up. Head through the archway opposite the entrance and follow the stairs down into a smaller tomb. As you enter, the screen will glow red and you will be given the option to inhabit Unknown Shell, taking you into Lazlo's The Visit memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. The memory is completely linear, so there's nothing you can miss or do wrong. Once the memory is finished, you will return to the small tomb with Lazlo the Justicar's shell unlocked, and you will be given the option to switch to his shell. Sariel the Endless. The shell for Sariel the Endless can only be obtained once you have defeated Sariel the Endless inside the Chamber of Becoming, located here on the map. While the nearest beacon to Sariel's shell is the Silent Steps beacon, located here, this is quite a late game area, so I will be showing you the full route from the outskirts of Mammon Beacon to the Silent Steps beacon, and then onto Sariel's shell. From the outskirts of Mammon Beacon, follow the path all the way down the hill, and then go through the archway at the bottom to enter the Road to Absolution. Follow the bridge path all the way to the very end, and you will find a teleport gate. Use the gate to teleport to the Castigator's Keep, then follow the hill down and through the gatehouse, being careful of the roly-poly spiky guy. Once through the gatehouse, immediately turn left and follow the wooden walkway all the way around. At the end, you will get to a rope bridge, cross it and continue past the enemies and use the teleport gate ahead. Once you have teleported to the other side, immediately turn left and use the jump pad to reach the level above. At the top, stick to the right hand side and then follow the path down to the left of the tree. Now stick to your left and then cross the rope bridge. Continue forwards, and when you reach the end of the stone bridge, drop off the edge to your right. Once on the level below, continue forward, turn right and follow the path all the way up the hill. When you reach this point here, veer right and double back on yourself to enter the Silent Steps. Continue forwards and you will find the Silent Steps beacon on your left. From the Silent Steps beacon, use the teleport gate directly opposite to reach the platform across the way. Follow the platform to the top, take out the 3 enemies here, and then continue across the bridge on your left. Once on the other side, immediately turn left and head down the steps into the large open area, where you will begin your first encounter with Sariel the Endless. Once Sariel has been defeated, their body will turn into a humanoid mass of black particles that slowly moves away from where you killed them. Follow this form up the steps and towards the central wall on the level above the arena. Once Sariel's form gets close enough, the wall will split apart, revealing a hidden entrance and a large staircase. Head inside, ascend the stairs and go past the roly-poly spiky enemy, who after some research I finally discovered is apparently called a Knight of Mammon. Once you reach the top, the staircase will begin descending into what appears to be a dungeon. Follow the spiral staircase all the way down and activate the lift. At the bottom, exit the lift and you will enter the Chamber of Becoming. Descend the steps and your second battle against Sariel the Endless will begin. Once Sariel reaches 50% health, they will transform back into their other form, and the back wall of the arena will drop down, revealing that the chamber continues even further. Follow Sariel all the way to the end, where you will reach a drop to another level below. Drop down and the fight with Sariel will continue. But Sariel is not called the Endless for nothing. While Sariel starts this final phase with the remaining 50% of health from before, taking their health down to 0 won't actually kill them. Instead, they will simply respawn with full health again and again and again. To actually kill Sariel, you need to destroy the 4 glowing pillars located around the edges of the room. Once all 4 have been destroyed, Sariel can finally be killed for good. Once defeated, the room will glow red and you will receive the clockwork scythe and Sariel's corpse will appear on the floor. Approach the body and you will be given the option to inhabit the Unknown Shell, taking you into Sariel's The Search memory. From here, simply play through the memory and interact whenever prompted. The memory is completely linear, so there's nothing you can miss or do wrong. Once the memory is finished, you will return to the boss arena with Sariel the Endless's shell unlocked, and you will be given the option to switch to his shell. And that's it! You now know how to find and unlock all 8 shells in Mortal Shell 2. Let me know in the comment section below which shell you have enjoyed playing as the most. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and most importantly, seek guidance.